Gary, I'm so happy to see you again here in Atom Museum, and I'm dreaming about a long interview next time. I know this time you are very limited, let's say, opportunity, but for the first time, perhaps our, let's say, public would know more about the museum you have in the States, which is a certain twin of this Atom Museum. Be so kind, tell us more.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity to talk to you about the Cold War Museum. I founded the museum in 1996 to honor Cold War veterans, preserve Cold War history, and educate students on this time period. The two main reasons I did this: honor veterans, educate students. I was giving lectures in high schools in Virginia, near Washington, D.C. in 1992 to 1996. The kids knew nothing, the students knew nothing about the Cold War. They often confused the U-2 incident, had something to do with the U-2 rock band. And so that is why, one of the reasons I wanted to educate the students. The other reason, I wanted to make sure that our Cold War veterans internationally were recognized for their service to their countries during this time period. Some of them fought, sacrificed, and died during this Cold War that was not always cold. So we wanted to make sure that they were honored for their sacrifice.
It's an excellent idea. Now we are in a different period. Tell me how to prevent the rising of the new Iron Curtain.
We must make sure that we do everything possible to educate our students and our future leaders about the Cold War. The things that are happening in the world today, in Ukraine, in Israel, are a direct result of the end of the Cold War. Israel became a state in 1947. Palestine did not. There have been confrontations ever since. Similar with Russia and Ukraine. The Russia is backing one side, the West is backing another side, just like during the Cold War. So it seems that history is repeating itself. And in order to get past this, we must educate future leaders and students about what happened in the Cold War so we don't make the same mistakes again.
There's a new generation of leaders. They are not used to know more about the tragedy of the Second World War and even about the most hot periods of the Cold War. It's not easy to teach such people. What's your opinion?
We need to do more to teach them. It is difficult to teach the Cold War time period because there's so much history you can learn. History is not rigid. It is fluid. World War I flowed into World War II, flowed into the Cold War, flowed into the time of the War on Terror in America. So we have to understand what happened in the past to understand what's happening today. And it's very important to teach people how this progression happens.
The most dangerous point is that of potential nuclear confrontation. Would you have any advice how to withstand such a danger?
I don't know if we could withstand such a danger. But between museums like mine in the United States, like Václav's here in the Czech Republic, by teaching people and showing them what the Cold War was and what happens with nuclear destruction, hopefully that will plant the seed so that they can make improvements going forward.
There are certain politicians who dream about a limited nuclear war. Is it possible?
No. There's an old saying in the United States, one nuclear bomb will ruin your whole day.
Look, it's so sympathetic and so promising to know that there are people like you and your colleagues who came today again. And people, Czechs, which, let's say, are here together with us today, which join basically the same goal. What to do in order to multiply their efforts jointly?
Outreach and friendships is key to helping preserve this history. What Václav Vítovec has done, what I have done, what other people around the world have done with Cold War museums, we need to establish an international society of Cold War museums that we can share resources with and help to preserve this history.
Is it possible to get coverage from mainstream media of your efforts?
We do have coverage from mainstream media. We have coverage from social media. We have coverage from different magazines and publications around the world, such as in the Czech Republic now. So the more that we can get out in front of people to help them understand the need to preserve this history, the more media coverage will result.
Shouldn't we create some international website where we would, let's say, share our ideas, exchange, let's say, our proposals, and publicize what do we do in different countries?
Yes, that is a wonderful idea, and I'll be glad to work with you to do it.
Ooh, that's the best gift you could give me. Okay, last question. What to advise to the leaders of the nuclear powers on the crossroads we face today? What would be your advice?
My advice. You put me on the spot here. Don't act hastily.
That's the most clever advice you can provide to them. Thanks a lot, Gary. I'll be happy to cooperate with you even in that international effort.
Wonderful.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very
Thanks.
much.
Thanks
Nice to see you.